All right, so on to the last section. We're all going to be talking about supernatural stories, either that we experienced ourselves or like we've heard like either through family members or through like friends and stuff like that. So I think this is an interesting topic. We all have supernatural stories growing up, so I thought this would be pretty cool to do. So does anyone want to start off?
Brian.
Uh,
Right,
I
start
haven't
off.
really experienced anything supernatural myself, but I've heard
Nothing like
many
no
stories.
noises or anything. You've never heard any noises?
Well, uh, I would say like at our house, there's like footsteps on the roof
Yeah.
or something like that. But like,
It's just some birds.
yeah, it's usually just some like birds like pecking at the roof or something.
So
Or
you
like,
think the few times that when everyone's downstairs and you hear kind of like these footsteps up the stairs, you think those are birds?
sort of
Yeah.
like. Well, I mean, there was a time where like when I was like, I don't know, like 13, 12, I guess, when my brother Alvin was in college. We were like in the garage, our family, just like talking, eating and stuff, and we hear footsteps in the living room, and we all heard it, and we were really spooked because like there was nobody upstairs.
That was scary.
Yeah, and so we all decided to like go to my brother's house when he lived in Corvallis, and we
Yeah.
decided to just drive all the way down there, which was like an hour and a half drive, like out of nowhere, and surprise him. But that wasn't really like anything supernatural. I would just say it's like, I guess like normal footsteps. Wasn't too crazy.
But no, well the thing was no one was there. So like
Well,
how
it
did
could
those
have been
footsteps
anything. It could have been
Yeah.
like something tapping on the roof or something, and it just made it sound like it was from upstairs. I don't know.
It sounded like because you know how like the
Yeah, you
stairs they
hear like
creak a little bit.
yeah, you hear like doop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Could be anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's pretty spooky. I'm spooked.
Yeah. Spooked. Yeah. How about you, Andy?
Uh, nothing unsupernatural has happened to me.
No like footsteps either, or no noises that you've like out of the ordinary.
I was
or-
scared.
Yeah.
Nope.
No. Okay. Wow.
I don't know. I have funny stories where I thought something was happening, but it turned out to be something else.
Like what?
Like there's one time I was taking a shower.
Yeah.
It's kind of a funny story, right? And then no one was home, and all of a sudden I hear someone open the door, and they were just quiet, right? They were just quiet, and they were
Yeah.
like rattling through. I heard like I opened the cupboards and like I heard the dishes moving.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I didn't want to say anything because I thought it was like an intruder for some reason. Because like, wait, my mom and dad are like somewhere right now. I know they're not home right now. So I was just in the bathroom being all quiet. But then all of a sudden I heard my mom like cough. I was like, oh, that's my mom's cough after like 20 minutes. So I was just in the bathroom like to
Scared.
myself for like 10 minutes. I was like, what the heck? Who is this?
You're just hiding in the
That was when
bathroom.
I was young. I
Yeah.
was like, what the heck?
Your
I was like-
mom
I was
just
like, I
came
was- I
home
was
for no
just-
reason?
It just turned out to be my mom.
Yeah. Where was
Okay.
she supposed to be?
I don't remember where
Yeah.
she was supposed to be, but then I think it was maybe a family friend house or something. I don't know.
Oh, gotcha.
And I was like, wait, mom, my mom's not supposed to be home for a little while.
Yeah. That's funny. Okay, so I guess I can tell one story. And you all have heard of this, but, the outside world hasn't. But when I was 17 and I was in Vietnam, I was with one of my uncles and my grandpa and grandma. And my grandpa and grandma, they took us to this house out in the way country. Vietnam is, pretty country itself, but this was way out in more country where it was just this one house. And I had no clue what we were doing there. And, I just went with the flow. I was with my uncle and both my grandparents. And we went to this old house, and it was another old couple, which my grandparents knew. And it looks like they're old friends or whatnot. And so, we hugged, and then we all sat down, and then they all started speaking. And my Vietnamese is not very good, so I couldn't really understand a whole bunch of what they were saying. And we were all sitting around in a circle. The older couple was sitting in the couch. My grandma and grandpa were sitting on a chair, and my uncle and me were sitting on another chair, so in a circle. And they were talking for a long time, maybe for about 15, 20 minutes, and I was getting kind of tired. and the older lady on the couch, she fell down off the couch, and I like jumped up right away. I was like, okay, what the heck is going on? And then she started having a seizure, and I was like, oh no, we should get her help or do something. And my grandpa was like, don't do anything, just let it happen. And I was like, okay, this is kind of weird. And so she was having a seizure for about 5 minutes or so. Then she stopped having the seizure, got back up and just sat down like nothing happened. And I was like, man, this is crazy. I was like, are you sure you're okay? Blah, blah, blah. And when she got up and sat on the couch, you could see her eyes roll back, like just to see the white of her eyes. And I was like, okay, this is not normal. What is going on? And then she started talking, and it was not her voice. Like, for sure, I know it was not her voice. It was so much deeper. It was a guy's voice. And then she started talking to my grandpa. My grandpa started talking back and forth to this person, to her, and all of a sudden he just breaks down and cries. And then they started talking for a few more minutes. She has another seizure, and then she gets back up, and she just continues like normal, like she's having coffee or tea like normal. And that kind of blew me away. I was like, what the heck just happened? Apparently, my grandpa was trying to call up a spirit that, maybe passed away. He was looking for a friend, a lost friend in the Vietnam War. And he was just, I guess the friend was being called up, and he was just described how he was murdered and all of that stuff. And it was so crazy that it was, I will never ever forget it. And the crazy thing was then that night, we had to sleep in a house where I had to have the attic to myself, which was super scary. And, out in the country, there's no lights, so it was super dark. And I was sleeping in a bed with a bug net. So the bug net, every time the wind would blow, the bug net would kind of, briefly touch me. And so I was scared the entire time. And, I could not sleep that entire night. So I don't really know what exactly happened. It could have been a possession. It could have been something, but I don't know if she was acting. I don't know. But, to me, looking at that, being in the same room as that just kind of shocked me. And like I said, I'll never forget it. So that's pretty crazy.
So it was your uncle, your grandparents, and their friends?
Yeah.
And it was their friend who was a lady that got possessed?
Yes.
Dude, that's crazy.
I know. And I was like...
Dude, that would have scarred me for life.
I know. I think it scarred me for life, too, At 17, I was like, what the heck is going on? That's one of the supernatural things that I've kind of experienced that, like I said, I don't know if it's real. I don't know if she was pretending, but how do you pretend that, Like, what do you... Like, you're not making any money off of it, so, like, what do you do? Why do you need to pretend to be like that? So, I feel like
you never know old Vietnamese people. They could like, maybe play into the act for how this person believes. I mean,
you think so? I mean, I don't know. Maybe, like I said,
or it could have been real, and your grandpa's war friend or whatever could have possessed her and talked to him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So apparently he has done that more than once, trying to contact, previous people that has passed away. So
is it like a ritual that he does, or like did you see, or was he just like talking to her? Like, did you see anything specific that he did to her?
No, not specifically. I feel like they were just talking like normal buddies, like how are you doing?
Like they were just sitting down talking, and all of a sudden she had a seizure, and your grandpa was just like, "Oh, my friend's trying to talk to me right now. She's all right."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Kind of crazy to me, but all right.
Or maybe she was saying like, okay, this possession is about to happen. Because like I said, I was kind of tired, so I was like kind of falling asleep, so I wasn't really paying attention to what they were saying. And my Vietnamese is not that good as well, so I couldn't hear exactly what they were saying. So. Yeah.
Dude, that's
supernatural.
I know, exactly. So.
That's great.
Yeah. Anything else, Brian, that you've heard of? Kind of similar?
I don't think nothing tops that, dude. That's pretty great.
I don't know. In my house, nothing's really happened to me, But my mom, she said like there was one night where she was just laying in bed, and she doesn't sleepwalk or anything. She doesn't do anything of that. But like one night apparently she was sleepwalking, so like she like woke up, but like actually didn't wake up like mentally. And she started walking around the house, and then she walked to like the door that led outside, which was downstairs. And she opened it apparently she like opened the door all the way, which were to like hit the wall. And then when she woke up, she was just staring off into like the distance outside like our house, which is like I thought was like really weird. Like, did she let something in, or did someone lead her to there? I don't really know.
She was just
but-
sleepwalking and she opened the front door.
Yeah, and she just like staring out to like outside when she woke up.
Sounds like normal sleepwalking to me.
But she never stopped walking her wife. I don't think, but that's pretty weird.
That is pretty crazy. I never actually even heard that story before.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So she just woke up with her standing at the
Yeah, she was sleepwalking, and then she like woke up with her. Yeah, in the middle of the night, she was just staring outside, like down the stairs.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, that's pretty weird to me. I don't even know.
Have you guys? Have any of you
I
guys
was
ever
scared
had
if that happened to me.
That would have been scary. Yeah.
If I just woke up at my front door, what the heck?
Yeah, staring outside with the door wide open, like
They're trying to let something in.
yeah. Like, would you just what the heck?
That is pretty scary. Have you guys ever had sleep paralysis before?
When I was younger, I used to have sleep paralysis all the time.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like the sleep paralysis where I'm like facing up and I can see stuff.
Yeah.
It was like sleep paralysis where like my face is like towards the pillow and like something's pushing me down and like I'm able to move at the point where I'm about to like pass out from like not being able to breathe anymore.
Wow.
I'm losing oxygen. I used to have that all the time, but not anymore.
Dang, and what would you do to get out of it? You just
I don't know, like when I'm like awake, but like my face is like in the pillow, so I can't breathe. Like I'm like losing oxygen really fast.
Yeah.
And then right at the point where I'm like about to like black out, I like move my head up as soon as like that's gonna happen. I'm like gasping for air. I'm like, and then I just continue with my day like nothing happened.
Did you have any dreams accompanying with that, or you just?
I don't really remember. I just remember waking up to like my face in the pillow.
Mm-hmm.
Like I felt like I couldn't move. I felt like someone was pushing me on my back.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Could be anything.
How about you, Andy?
I have never had sleep paralysis, but I always hear people, like the effects of it, how you basically just wake up but you can't move your body.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I had that. I never had that. I never had it before too until this year actually. This was my very first time I've had it, and it was probably in the past I think 4 months or something, and it only happened to me one time. But like I realized I had sleep paralysis because I couldn't move. Like I was kind of like out of my body, seeing my body just like frozen. It's kind of like a weird thing. But I could see someone like kind of just like holding me down. Like, I don't know, it's kind of a weird, to describe it if you don't see it yourself, but basically you're just like outside your body and you see yourself laying down and you're trying to move, you're trying to move that body, but you see another person pushing your body down while you're outside looking at that other person pushing your body down. Mm-hmm. That's what I saw, and it scared the crap out of me. And and I tried to like yell and stuff like that. And finally, I like let go of my hand or something, and then I finally woke up, and I had to wake myself up.
Dang.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sure, it wasn't just like Alexa holding you back or something, or
no one was in no one was in the room.
Dang, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah, so that was weird. Like I said, I never had it before, and I've heard stories about it. But that was kind of like the very first time I've ever had it, so it's kind of creeped me out.
Yeah, that's crazy. I can't relate.
Yeah,
it's not something that I want to relate to. It's just
I know.
When I had my sleep paralysis, it wasn't like that. I couldn't see anything because my face was in the pillow.
Right. So you maybe someone was pushing you down or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Was your grandparents' war friend?
Could be. I don't know.
Trying to contact you?
Yeah. What, Andy, weren't you telling a story about how was it your uncle that saw my grandma or something?
Yeah, it was my uncle.
After my grandma passed away?
Yeah, I think it was like the week after
Hmm.
or the week of. I don't remember the days, but so basically it was the time when your grandma passed away, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was that week or the week after where we my family has a restaurant, right? And then their steamer was broken to make the banhoy. And then my uncle was sleeping one night, and then my mom told me this. He didn't tell me this himself, but my mom told me that he told her that he saw your grandma like at the end of his bed,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And so my uncle was just talking to her like, or your grandma was talking to him like, oh, why aren't you making food this week? And my
Yeah.
uncle replied, oh, because our machine's broken. We had someone look at it the other day, and he's gonna come back and look at it again. So after that, he woke up and he went to the machine. My mom didn't tell me why. He just went to the machine, right? And then he turned it on and it worked.
Wow. That's
And after
crazy.
He was just super spooked. It was like early in the morning, so I don't remember if he like woke up the family or he just waited until they
Didn't you say
woke up.
that he cried too?
Yeah, he like after that he just started crying like, oh, I saw about those. She turned on the machine for us, and then yeah, he started crying because he was just kind of like scared, I guess. My mom was like, oh, I haven't seen him cry in a long time.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean,
Dude, she helped us
yeah.
helped us fix our machine.
Yeah, I mean, people can do miracles, So that's a crazy story, and I'm glad you told that. I've never heard that story before until you told me. That's crazy. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Well, thanks for sharing your guys' stories. If we have any, we can talk about it later as well.